Okay, ethics in politics. Okay, ethics in politics refer to the moral principles and standards that guide political actions and decisions. It involves evaluating ethical implications of political policies, actions, and the behavior of the political actors. Two main areas of political ethics are ethics of process, focusing on the methods and institutions of politics, and the ethics of policy, examining the moral justifications for specific policies and laws. Elaboration. Ethics of process. The branch examines the ethical aspects of how political process are conducted, including issues like the fairness of elections, the transparency of government operations, and the conduct of politicians. For example, it might consider whether campaign finance laws are ethical or whether politicians should be allowed to benefit financially from their positions. Ethics of policy. This branch focuses on the moral justifications for specific policies and laws. It considers whether policies are just, whether they respect human rights, and whether they promote the public good. For instance, it might examine the ethics of specific government regulations or ethical implications of international agreements. Ethic considerations in politics. Politics often involves difficult choices and conflicts between different values and interests. Ethical considerations in politics help to navigate these complexities and ensure that political decisions are made in a way that is consistent with moral principles. Importance of ethics in politics. Let me reiterate that. Importance of ethics in politics. Ethical behavior in politics is essential for maintaining public trust, your faith in them, ensuring the integrity of the democratic process, and promoting the public interest. What's in your best interest, we the people? When politicians act ethically, it helps to build a more just and equitable society. Yeah, you know that DEI thing? Challenges to ethical behavior in politics. There are a number of challenges to ethical behavior in politics, like trashing Medicare and Medicaid, including the influence of money in politics, the pressure of political power, and the potential of conflict of interest. Now, remember what I told you, that they have to do what's in the public interest and maintain public trust, and, politicians, political parties, they're part of the public trust, as well as the justice system. So says the public trust doctrine. There are a number of challenges of ethical behavior in politics, including the influence of money in politics. The basic obligations of public service will tell you, no, money shouldn't be in politics. There's a lot of things they do in politics they shouldn't do, but they do anyways, because you don't know about the basic obligations of public service. So thus they're operating under the color of law. Can you hear me, people? Example for ethical issues in politics. Some examples of ethical issues in politics include lobbying practice, campaign finance reform, and the use of public resources. Now remember, the public trust doctrine says they are trustees of the public trust, like parks, recreations, the water, they are legally responsible, according to the public trust doctrine, for the quality of water, air, and land. Okay, but nobody's doing it. That's why we have so much pollution. Nobody's enforcing the public trust doctrine. Basically operating under the color of law. Thus, a conspiracy against rights under the color of law. Okay, examples of ethical issues in politics. Some examples of ethical issues in politics include lobbying practice, campaign. Oh, I already read that. Okay, ethical frameworks in politics, very ethical frameworks such as utilitarianism, deontology, and virtue ethics can be applied to political decision making. Role of citizens will have a role to play in promoting ethical behavior in politics. This includes engaging in informed political discourse, holding elected officials accountable, and participating in civic activities that promote ethical performance. And see, that's what I'm trying to get you to do. That's what legal reform. I'm showing you a bunch of laws that you can use, and nobody's abiding by it. They're not even telling you about it. How is that ethical? Remember, you can file for ethics violation. Just it's on the internet. Where to file for ethics violations. Just put that. Political ethics, also known as political morality of public ethics. See, remember, everything must be done in the public interest. What they're doing to Medicaid, Medicare, that is not in the public interest. These prices that you're paying for pharmaceuticals, that is not in the public interest. Okay, that's contrary, which is against the law. Okay, trying to privatize Social Security. Social Security is part of the public trust. That belongs to we the people. The money they took out was yours. You thought it was legal for them to take it, but it wasn't legal. So says the public trust doctrine. They are the trustees. You did not give them power of attorney to sell off what's yours. Did you give informed consent? Remember, I spoke about informed consent. You need reasonable knowledge to make an informed decision to give informed consent. And what type of informed consent did you give to your politicians to pollute your water, your land, the air? But politicians, as we well know, always do what's in the greed of the few, not the needs of the many. Now, Google, what does the Constitution say about the public trust? Just Google that. What does the Constitution say about the public trust? And it'll tell you that basically what I've been telling you. All public servants are required to do what's in the public interest and maintain the public trust. What is the meaning of ethics in politics? What is the code of ethics in politics? Put loyalty to the highest moral principles and country above loyalty to persons, party, or government departments. Uphold the Constitution, laws, and legal regulations of the United States and of all governments therein, and never be a party to their evasion. Okay, people, so come on, I've talked to a lot of politicians about that, and they get upset when I bring up such issues. Stop doing it somewhere in the 90s. But the more people that approach him about all these laws, ethics in politics, ethics in the media. We'll do that next, okay? Why are ethics important to government? Ethical governments helps to build trust between the government and the governed, meaning you, all right? Which is essential for maintaining stability and promoting civic engagement. Without ethics, government officials might engage in corrupt practices, nepotism, or cronyism, which they're doing. People complain about nepotism in Hollywood. How about the nepotism in politics or in the legal system? I can't count how many ladies I've met that they were lawyers, parents, mom, dad, grandpa, family of lawyers. One lawyer I dated, she said her dad was a judge. You would not believe the nepotism in the legal system unless you look. Okay, engage in corrupt practices. Seriously, the tax codes, those are corrupt practices. The tax codes are to be written for the needs of the many, and not the greed of the few. Once again, let me reiterate, Google, what does the Constitution say? Okay, what does the Constitution say about the public trust? Google that. Okay, what is the meaning of political relating to ethics and politics? Okay. What are ethical issues in politics? There's a lot of questions you can answer yourself. Political ethics is also concerned with moral problems raised by the need for political compromise, whistleblowing. It's mandatory, when if you work for a politician, or if you work for the DOJ, you're a DOJ agent, and your higher ups are breaking the law, violating the Constitution, violating ethics. Remember, there's anybody that violates the Constitution, those are ethical violations for politicians, lawyers, judges. So just Google where to file for ethics violations, okay? I did a video on that. What is the ethics of care in politics? As a political theory, care ethics examines the questions of social justice, including distribution of social benefits and burdens, legislation, governance, and claims of entitlement. I'm sick and tired of these politicians talking about entitlements, Social Security, what have you. What are they entitled to? They are your public servants. You are their lords and masters. They took away your pension plan and reinserted it with a 401k that Wall Street gets to play with. How about those tax codes? I see a lot of you are complaining about those tax codes out there. I was going to feed so much money to the rich at the expense of the working class and the poor. That's highly unethical. Highly unethical. That is not in the public interest. Thus, defying your duties as trustees of the public trust doctrine, of the public trust. You are the trustees of Social Security. You are trustees of those tax dollars are for infrastructure, for the betterment of we the people, in the interest of we the people. You took an oath, and you can't violate that oath. That oath is binding, unconditional, and when it comes to any law that I talk about, read about, you dare interpret, use the letter of the law as I will you in any court of law. What's the difference between ethics and morals? Okay, people, I think this is long enough about ethics and politics, and it is a requirement, okay? So, I don't care who you voted for, whether you voted for them or not, whoever's, the ruling party, wherever you're at, whoever's your governor, your congressman, your alderman, your mayor, the president, anybody, This is law. Why are they breaking the law? They're turning their backs on the law, and when they turn the backs on the law, they turn the backs on you. In a nation of laws, these laws are required to be in the public interest. As the nation of laws, the laws are part of the public trust. Okay, this is yours. These laws are written for your benefit, and nobody's doing that. Okay, people, nothing but love for you. May your Creator rain many blessings. Nothing but peace and love for you. Long life and good health, my friends.